Hello everyone, this is Yoon. Today we're going to talk about a question you may hear when meeting someone from Korea. How old are you? If you're from an English-speaking culture, that question might feel a little unexpected. In many countries, age is considered personal information, so asking about it early in a conversation can seem a bit too direct. Of course, this doesn't mean that Koreans always ask someone's age when they meet. Some people may ask, some may not, and many conversations happen without age ever coming up. So in today's lesson, we're looking at this question specifically from a language and communication perspective. Why can knowing someone's age be useful when speaking Korean? And what does age have to do with the way people speak to one another? So today, we'll explore why age sometimes comes up when people first meet, and what it can tell us about the connection between language, culture, and communication in Korean. Imagine you've just met someone from Korea. You introduce yourselves, exchange greetings, and everything seems perfectly normal. Then at some point in the conversation, they ask, 살이에요? How old are you? If you've never experienced this before, you might pause for a second and think, that was quick. Many Korean learners remember this as one of their first cultural surprises because it feels very different from what they're used to. So why does this happen? Your first thought might be, why are they asking me that already? In many cultures, asking someone's age right away can seem overly personal. Some people even avoid asking the question altogether because they don't want to make the other person uncomfortable. So it's completely understandable if that's your first impression. But when the question does come up, it may serve a practical communication purpose. The question usually serves a practical purpose that helps the conversation move forward. The person usually isn't trying to judge you or invade your privacy. Instead, they're trying to communicate appropriately from the very beginning. Unlike English, Korean has different levels of politeness built directly into the language. As you continue learning Korean, you'll often hear the terms 존댓말, meaning polite speech, and 반말, meaning casual speech. Choosing between 존댓말 and 반말 depends on several factors, such as age, social roles, familiarity, and the situation. Together, these help define the relationship between the speakers. Imagine meeting someone who is older than you for the first time. If you accidentally use 반말, it may sound overly familiar or disrespectful, even though that wasn't your intention. On the other hand, if you continue using 존댓말 with a close friend after they've invited you to speak casually, your speech may sound distant or overly formal. Korean speakers naturally try to avoid these situations. Learning a little about the other person early in the conversation helps them choose the most appropriate way to communicate. Learning Korean isn't only about memorizing vocabulary and grammar. To communicate naturally, we also need to understand the culture that shapes how the language is used. You might wonder why people ask about age rather than something else. In Korean society, age has traditionally played an important role in how people interact with one another. Although modern Korean society is diverse and continues to change, age still often provides an initial point of reference when people first meet. In Korean, speakers constantly make choices based on their relationship with the other person. Age is only one of several pieces of information that helps them understand that relationship. The purpose of asking isn't simply to learn a person's age. It's to better understand the relationship between the speakers so they can choose the most appropriate way to communicate. That's why asking someone's age isn't simply about learning a number. It's often about helping the conversation begin naturally and respectfully. With that in mind, let's look at the different ways Koreans actually ask someone's age. Interestingly, not only does the conversation change depending on who you're speaking to, the question about age changes as well. Korean has several common ways to ask someone's age. Although they're asking for the same information, each expression communicates a different level of respect toward the listener. Let's look at them one by one. The first expression is 몇 살이에요? Literally, it means, how old are you? This expression is commonly used with people younger than you or with people around your age when the relationship is casual. Notice that this is still a polite expression because it uses the yo form. However, compared with the expressions we'll see next, it's a more direct and less formal way of asking someone's age. It's friendly, simple, and completely natural in those situations. However, because it reflects a more casual style of speaking, it usually isn't the expression you would choose when meeting an older adult for the first time. When speaking to most adults, people often choose a more polite expression. 나이가 어떻게 되세요? Rather than asking directly, how old are you? This wording sounds softer and more respectful. If you're unsure which expression to use with an adult, this is generally the safest choice. When speaking to someone who seems older than them, especially someone elderly, Korean speakers may choose a more respectful expression. 연세가 어떻게 되세요? Here, the word 연세 is an honorific word for age. Using this word shows additional respect toward the listener. It's worth mentioning that many people avoid asking an elderly person's age unless there's a good reason. But if the question does come up, this is the respectful expression you'll often hear. Let's put them together. 몇 살이에요? Is commonly used with people younger than you or similar in age when the relationship is casual. 나이가 어떻게 되세요? Is the polite expression commonly used with most adults. And 연세가 어떻게 되세요? Is a more respectful expression used when asking the age of people older than you, including elderly people. Notice that the information being asked never changes. What changes is how the speaker chooses to ask the question. Just as speakers choose between 존댓말 and 반말, depending on the situation, these expressions also reflect the relationship between the speaker and the listener, and the level of respect the speaker wishes to communicate. This is one example of how Korean communication adapts to different social situations. So, the next time someone from Korea asks your age early in a conversation, you'll have a better understanding of what that question is trying to accomplish. In many situations, the goal isn't simply to learn your age, it's to better understand the relationship between the two speakers, so the conversation can continue in a way that feels natural and respectful. Of course, every person is different, and younger generations may ask about age less frequently than previous generations. But understanding why the question is often asked gives us valuable insight into how language, culture, and communication work together in Korean. This is a wonderful reminder that learning a language isn't only about memorizing vocabulary or mastering grammar. Language gives us the words and sentence patterns we use. Culture helps us understand when, why, and how those words are used in real conversations. Together, language and culture make meaningful communication possible. I hope today's lesson helped you better understand not only the Korean language, but also the culture that shapes how it's used in everyday communication. It was nice talking to you today. I hope to see you again in the next lesson. Take care. If you enjoyed today's lesson, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more Korean language and culture lessons.